Hi, and welcome to a very special episode of Museum at Home. Today we are discovering the story of a little girl called Sadako, who did something really extraordinary during her lifetime. And we're going to find out just why her story means so much to Coventry Cathedral. Now, Sadako was born in Japan in 1943, and that was during the Second World War. When Sadako was just 2 years old, a new type of weapon was used to try and put an end to the war, but which actually ended up killing hundreds of thousands of people. And that was the atomic bomb, or the nuclear bomb. Now, Sadako lived near Hiroshima, where an atomic bomb was dropped in 1945. She was just 2 years old, but she survived. Now, the effects of the bomb came out a few years later, and many people became very sick from the radiation that was caused by the bomb. Sadako became ill when she was 11 years old with a disease called leukemia. And in that part of the world at that time, it was often called the atomic bomb sickness. Now, while Sadako was in hospital being looked after, her dad told her a story, an ancient Japanese legend of 1,000 paper cranes. Have you ever seen a crane? It's a type of bird. It's beautiful with long legs and a long neck, and you can see one on the screen right now. You can find them in lots of places all over the world. And cranes are often considered to be a symbol of luck. In the Japanese story, they say that if you make 1,000 of these birds, these cranes, out of folded paper, using the ancient Japanese technique of origami or paper folding, your wish will come true. Now, Sadako decided that she would give this a try. So she started making paper birds. It's quite simple once you get the hang of it and once someone has shown you how to do it. And we are going to have a go at making one of our very own later on in the episode. Now, Sadako's school friends bought her loads and loads of paper, but she needed more and more. So she even used the wrappers from medicines in the hospital and wrapping paper from presents that she'd been given. Finally, after lots of hard work, Sadako managed to make 1,000 paper cranes that looked a bit like this. What an achievement! Now, the story gets very sad here because Sadako was very ill and she did die. But she was brave and hardworking and determined. And even though she was ill, she reached her goal of making 1,000 origami cranes. And Sadako's work lives on in her story. All around the world, people remember the little girl who made the paper birds. And people raise money for good causes in her memory, to make sure that what happened to Sadako will never happen to any other child again. So even though Sadako was just a little girl, she made a huge difference. And she continues to do so even today. Now, this story is hugely important to one of my absolute favourite buildings, and that is Coventry Cathedral. Now, if you visit Coventry Cathedral and you head for the Chapel of Unity, you will see this, a curtain of paper cranes to remind us of Sadako's story. Coventry Cathedral is a place of reconciliation. Now, that's a big word, but it means forgiveness and friendship. After the Second World War ended, there was a huge effort all across the world for countries that had been fighting to come together in friendship and peace. And Coventry Cathedral is a place where we remember those ideas of friendship and peace. And what better way to commemorate friendship, peace, and reconciliation than by sharing this story of an amazing little girl. So let's have a go at making our own paper cranes. Now all you need is one thing, and that is a square of paper. Now it can be as big or as small as you would like, but it has to be a perfect square, so every side must be in equal length. Now I would suggest that you use a table and you sit at a table to help you to fold. I'm going to stand up so you can see it better, but if you've got a table, sit at your table and have a go. So first of all, you need to take your square of paper, just like this. Now, to start with, you need to fold your paper into a triangle. So take your paper and fold it across, and you have your triangle. Now, make sure you press really firmly on the crease to make sure that it is nice and sharp. Open it up again, turn it round, and do the same. So you fold your paper into another triangle. Now remember, as I said, it is much easier to do when you are leaning on a table. Make sure your fold is nice and crisp, like so, and then open it up again. And what you will have is your square of paper with a cross in the middle. Now, flip your paper over like this. What you're going to do now is you're going to fold it down the middle to make a rectangle. So we have one fold down the middle, just like so. Then we're going to open it up again, turn it round, and fold it down the middle again. So make sure your line is nice and crisp. Open it up, and you will have a square with lines running through the centre. Now the next bit is slightly tricky, but what you need to do is take your square, just pinch those corners just here that you've made, and watch as your square folds into a smaller square. Now this bit's quite tricky, so I will make sure that in the resource pack there's a breakdown of exactly how to do that. But you need to pinch the sides and bring them in so that you are left with your triangle, and your triangle as a square. So you will have a closed top and an open bottom. Now the first thing that you need to do with this is you need to take your first layer, fold it in to the centre line, just like so. So the top layer has got a triangle folded to the centre line. Do the same on the opposite side. So that you have a kite shape in the middle of your square. Now you need to take the top and fold it over that line so that you have this shape like so. Make sure your creases are nicely pressed down, and then, this might surprise you, open it up again. Now this is a slightly tricky bit. Watch very carefully. What you're going to do is you're going to take the open flap of your crane, open it backwards so that you have a boat shape. Can we all see the boat shape? Excellent. Now with your boat shape, you're going to squash the sides down so that you end up with what I think looks a little bit like a kite. So a nice, long, thin diamond shape. Can we see that? Excellent. So from our one square, we've now got a diamond on top of the bottom square, like so. Now what we're going to do is we're going to flip it over so that we're working with the square on the bottom, and we're going to do exactly the same thing to this side. So we fold into the middle, like so. We fold the other side into the middle. I always think this looks a bit like an ice cream, this bit. Then we take our top triangle and we fold it down, squash it down, make sure those creases are nice and crisp, and then we open it back up again, and we make our boat like so. Make sure to pop those sides of the boat out, and then we squeeze them down to make our triangle. Now, the most important thing when doing origami is to make sure that you are precise. Now, that's quite difficult when you're doing it just standing up, but if you're leaning on a table, you can be much more precise with your lines. So make everything as exact as you can, and the crane that you end up with at the end will be the most precise crane. So what you have now is a long skinny diamond, and notice it's got almost like two legs at the bottom. So this is the shape that we are aiming for. Now, to start with, we're going to fold into the middle again. So fold this corner over here into the center, and I'll just demonstrate to show you what that is going to look like. So we're making that kind of shape, and then we do the same on this side. Remember to press down and to keep those lines nice and crisp. There we are, excellent. So we have this shape. Now we're going to do exactly the same thing on the other side. So we flip it over and we try on the other side. Now you can use whatever colour paper you want. If you've got some lovely origami paper that's patterned, then excellent. If not, just use some plain white paper, making sure that you're starting with a perfect square. So we are now left with this shape. So we've got a skinny square, and we've got two legs underneath. Now, the next step is a little bit tricky, but we call this a book fold. You take the little fold here and you move the page over as if you're moving a book page over. And then you do the same on the other side. So you take that and open it like a book and squash it flat so that you end up with something that looks a bit like a wolf's head. Can you see? You've got the ears here, you've got the snout underneath. So you're ending up with this shape here. Now we're nearly there, but you can't quite see it yet, can you? But it's almost there. Now what you need to do is you take one of the flaps of the snout of your wolf and you fold it upwards so that it looks something like this. Now do the same to the other one. Do the exact same and you will end up with this shape. Almost looks a little bit like a flower. Now, remember that book fold that we did just a minute ago? We're going to do that again. So, you open the book like this and fold it over. And then you go to the other side, you open the book like this and fold it over so that you are left with a rather elegant looking shape like this. Now it's starting to come together a little bit more like a crane. So your next step is to fold your wings down. Take your wings, these are the larger triangles on each side, and you're going to fold them down into the bottom. And you're going to do the same thing on the other side, so that you're left with something that looks rather like this. Now, you have to make a decision. One of these bits is your head, one of them is your tail. Decide which one. I'm going to make this one my head. Just pull it out slightly, just a little bit, so that it's starting to make a neck shape. And then using the top, just bend it over so that it forms a little beak, just like so. And then your tail, move that slightly backwards so that it stands out a little bit. And lo and behold, you have a paper crane. And this is the technique that Sadako used to make her 1,000 paper cranes. And if you go to Coventry Cathedral, you'll see a curtain of paper cranes just like this. So, next time you have a go at making an origami paper crane, remember the story of Sadako and its message that it doesn't matter how small you are, you can make a big difference in this world. Thank you for joining me at Museum at Home.